All right, so with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, using it for 2 weeks now, I've gathered some more thoughts, and I still think this is a really great device. However, there's some things that have been popping up that I've also been seeing other people mention that has got me wondering, like $2,000 for this phone, great upgrades, but Samsung still has lots of room for improvement. Now, starting things off with design. Samsung, I think, did a really good job in this department, albeit with something they took away that I'm going to discuss in just a moment. But they made the phone much thinner. I absolutely love this. They made the phone much lighter. Again, I really like this. It is pocketable. It's like a carry-friendly device because you're carrying just, a regular smartphone, but then like a mini tablet. I've seen comments of people talking about how the iPhone 16 or like the 16 Pro, whatever, and the iPad mini is like the perfect smartphone iPad tablet duo. And I do agree if you are in the Apple ecosystem. But with this, you kind of get both of that in one. You get the tablet and you get the regular smartphone experience all in one. So Samsung did a really great job making this phone thinner and lighter and just easier to carry. And I also do like how it's kind of squared out and it fits in line with the S series, specifically like how the S Ultra, S25 Ultra is a little bit more, squared out. And this Armor Flex hinge design, it is great. Definitely a huge improvement, less of a crease. It's still there for those who ask. And I know some completely hate the crease. Like they will not use a foldable because of that crease. And yeah, I get it, but for me at least, since I've been using foldables, specifically the Flip series, for so many years, and I'm just used to it, so it doesn't really bug me too much. And I'll tell you this, like, besides this video and other videos of me talking about the crease, on a day-to-day basis, I don't even think about it. I don't even notice that it's there. It doesn't really get in the way. So you kind of have to try it and use it in your daily workflow to understand that it's not that bad. It truly isn't. Now, the one thing I would have liked for Samsung to put in the Z Fold 7 would have been an anti-reflective coating display, both for the outer and for the inner display. And even if the inner didn't work, at least put it for this cover display, it would have been really nice. I think more smartphones, smartphone manufacturers too, but also like foldables from Samsung should take use and make use of this anti-reflecting coating display. It really does change the whole use of how you use your phone. Like the way how you use your phone kind of changes. You get used to that feature on the S25 Ultra, and then you come to a phone that doesn't have it. It's like, well, that was great, You really do miss these features. So that is kind of a bummer. And then there is the removal of the S Pen support. So no more digitizer, and a lot of people have been very vocal. And that's, if you want to reach out to Samsung, kind of have to be vocal and voice your opinion, because Samsung does listen. And for me personally, I didn't use the Z Fold 6's S Pen support, so I don't really mind that's not here, but I totally understand why those who use the S Pen on their Z Fold 6 or Fold 5, whatever the case may be, wouldn't want to upgrade to the Fold 7. And it would have been nice to continue to see that support, even though I didn't use it. Many other people do, so it would have been nice to see that continued support. Hopefully for the Z Fold 8, Samsung does bring that back. And also there's the inner display camera, which in previous years, Samsung, I think for 4 straight years, tried the UDC camera, and the quality was pretty bad. So Samsung decided to just bring a regular inner display camera, and that has also seen a lot of kind of conversations going online. People talking about like they should have kept it. They should have just removed it altogether then. They should have never added a regular camera, because we have one on the cover display. We can use the rear cameras to take selfies and things like that. So I kind of see where people are getting at, but ultimately Samsung put it in and you really can't do anything about it. Now, if I were to choose between an inner display camera like this, like a cutout, or a UDC camera, then I would choose just the regular selfie camera, because you're getting better quality, a 10 megapixel camera for better quality. And if you're like on, I don't know, like a Zoom call or whatever, or a video call, or if you just take photos with the outer, inner display with this huge 8-inch display, then yeah, you're gonna probably want to have better quality. So that's kind of like either you really like this decision or you really don't. For me, I don't really mind too much. So again, that's something I wanted to point out there. But design, I think Samsung overall, did a really good job. Now there's also this thing of how it rocks on the table. And look, if you want to use a case, then go ahead. And it'll kind of mitigate some of that. But this is like the rockiest phone that I've ever used. So I just wanted to point that out there as well. Now, the software and the performance has been really great. It truly has. Pretty much on par with the S25 Ultra. Android 16, One UI 8, which is shipping with One UI 8. It's not the beta or anything like that. It's actually shipping with One UI 8. 7 years of software updates, Snapdragon 8 Elite, 12 gigs of RAM, or 16 if you pick up the model with a terabyte of storage, and all the great stuff. So you're not really going to have any problems. And with, when it comes to multitasking, I think Samsung really does the best job, at least here in the US, between, the Pixel and the OnePlus Open. Samsung does the best in multitasking features. With Galaxy AI, I'll be completely honest with you guys. The only one I've been using for the past 2 weeks has been Generative Edit, because it is that good. I absolutely love it. I really enjoyed using Generative Edit on my camera immersion tour with Samsung for Galaxy Unpacked. That was awesome. And then there's Gemini AI. Gemini AI is not a Samsung Z Fold 7 exclusive. It's on other Android devices as well. So I don't really use it too much, but when I do, it's handy to have it. But I also do know I'm going to get those, Gemini AI features on other devices, and if I use another Samsung device, I will be getting those Galaxy AI features as well, including my favorite, Generative Edit. Much better than Pixel's Magic Eraser, which for the longest time I thought was really good and the best, and then way better, leagues better than iPhone's, Apple's cleanup in their Photos app. That is really bad, but the overall performance has been phenomenal. If you want a foldable with great performance and just the best of the best with multitasking, things like that, you want to go with the Z Fold 7. And One UI 8, it's a subtle improvement over One UI 7, but I just can't get enough of this weather app. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really love what they did with the weather app. And I've seen some comments talking about, hey, how do I get, this right here of this person, this little picture and image right here. This is all One UI 8. This is built into One UI 8, and depending on the day and the weather, this does change. But I really do like it. Yes, here in in the Rochester area, it's been pretty bad. You can probably tell by my voice, because 2 days ago it was like 72, 73, and now right now at this time, 11:20, close to midnight, it is 79. And earlier today we were up in the 90s. So, when it goes from really hot to cold, it just kind of affects me in a negative way. So I'm just trying to recover from that. But, I'm still out here making these videos because it's something I really enjoy, just sharing my thoughts and opinions about, the phones that I use. But let's get to the cameras, because I still want Samsung to improve in the camera department. Yes, we got the 200 megapixel main, but please, please just bring the Ultra camera setup, the S25 Ultra camera setup to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. I say this all the time. I think a foldable should be the absolute best. Best specs, best design, whatever it is, like top of the line in every single department. That's just my take on what a foldable should be. Maybe these companies don't think that's what a foldable is, but for me, that's what I feel like it should be. So we are getting that 200 megapixel main camera, and the results are really good. They're pretty much on par with the S25 Ultra, detailed results. But again, I wish the telephoto, the ultra wide, was also the same exact setup. Now you do get surprisingly log recording on the front-facing camera, which is pretty nice. And for those who kind of want to use their fold to get into making content, I think this is a great foldable. to start making content. You also get like 8K recording and things like that. So there is some great options with the cameras here on the Z Fold 7. Are they flagship quality? Do you think, they're better than the S25 Ultras? No. Do you think they're better than the Pixel 9 Pro XL, or at this point 10 Pro XL is coming out soon? No. Do I think that they're better than the iPhone 16s, or at this point iPhone 17 is also coming out in like a month and a half? No, I don't think that either. So Samsung still has some room to improve, but yeah, they are pretty thick lenses, and that's why it rocks, because they do kind of stick out, as you can see from the side profile. Samsung, please, next year, I don't know, go in on the cameras, just take what you have with the S26 Ultra and bring it into the Z Fold 8, something I would really appreciate. The battery life has actually been very good. Despite being a 4,400 milliamp hour battery, it is really good. Now, I'll tell you this. Yes, it's got the same capacity. It's not, a 5,000, 5,500, but it still performs really good. And most people, whether they go at their workplace, whether they go to work, or whether they're in their car going home from work, whether they go to school, whether they're at home, they're going to have a charger. Or even if they go on vacation, you're not going to bring your charger with you on vacation? You're always going to have a time and place to charge. And even if, let's say you go camping, you're probably going to bring a portable charger at some point when you go camping. You may forget the first time, but the second or third time you're going to. I rarely see, nowadays at least, rarely see people not have a charger or access to a charger. So even if you're running low on charge, you can just throw some charge and you should be all set to go. Yes, it's 25 watts of wired charging. Samsung says 0 to 50 in 30 minutes. I personally would have liked to have seen faster charging. We're not getting with the Z Fold 7. Hopefully with the Z Fold 8 we do. I guess rumors are indicating Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra is going to get like 60, 67 watts of wired charging, which is a plus, and I hope they bring it down here. At least bring like 45. I'd be pretty okay with that, 45 watts of wired charging. But for me, I don't worry about the battery life, because I know like once I finish this video, I can still use it, and then I can plug it in. I can go to sleep right now, wake up in the morning, then plug it in. If I don't plug it in at all, when I'm, leaving the house in the morning, plug it in, when I get in the car. If I ever, go somewhere, I'll have a portable charger with me. If I'm going camping in a couple weeks, I'm going to have a portable charger. Like, I don't need to worry about not, if I'm going to be able to charge this. So that's just something I kind of wanted to point out there. But overall, 5.5, 6 hours of screen on time for really pushing it. And it all depends on your use too. If you are using the inner display quite often, it's going to drain a little bit more. But if you are, just using the outer display here and there to just, check your emails or your text messages or watch a couple YouTube videos and things like that, you're not going to have any problem whatsoever with this phone not being able to last you an entire day. Now, I want to quickly talk about the pricing. This is $2,000 starting. And while this is a really great phone, and I think with all the upgrades, I think it's a decent, it's kind of justifiable. Some may argue that with some of the shortcomings, it's not. I would still say wait a couple months for this device to go on sale. Samsung devices always go on sale, and this one definitely will in the coming months, and it'll still be a really good device. So I'd say wait until then. But to wrap things up, Z Fold 7, it shines in portability with being a foldable. The immersive 8-inch display, the great software and performance, this ultra-thin design. This phone, I still think it's ideal for multitaskers and for power users. And you may think, like, you just said the battery life was like, it's good, but it's still not the largest battery capacity, and you're saying power users. Yes, because a power user and a multitasker is going to want to have the best of the best features, and the performance it's going to be this. Yes, there are some downsides, not having the S Pen support, which would have been great for a power user and a multitasker. Some think having the camera right here, getting rid of the UDC camera, is a downside. I think not having an anti-reflective coating display is a downside, but again, that's just me. And then some camera upgrades would have been nice, but we're not getting them. But overall, overall, this is one of my favorite phones to come out in 2025. Now, at the time of this recording, I'm still waiting for my Z Flip 7 to arrive. And you may see like a Z Flip 7 video go up by the time this does, but right now, at this time of recording, I don't have it yet. It's going to be delivered hopefully in the next day or two. Now, that's going to be my second impressions because I was able to try it out at Samsung Galaxy Unpacked, and now I get to use it, test out the battery life, and see the improvements. So we're going to kind of touch base on that. So stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and thank you all so much for the recent support on the channel. It truly has been great. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It is called Color Blast right here. I also have a bunch of different ones. I have Marble Alchemy, I have Illusions 2.0, I have Urban Glow, and then my Notion templates. Also, links will be in the description down below. The products I use, they're all affiliate links, so it goes a long way in helping out the channel. And yeah, Samsung has come a long way, and I'm super happy to be able to use Samsung devices because my first Android device was a Samsung Galaxy S Blaze T-Mobile variant. And starting with a Samsung device and now, being invited to Galaxy Unpacked was truly a dream come true and a goal of mine for the channel for 2025. So I guess I can kind of check mark that off my bucket list. But it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you all so much for the support. Thank you, Samsung. I've really enjoyed using the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Stay tuned for my later long-term review, like 1 month review coming pretty soon. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.